All right, guys, welcome into my official NBA playoff challenge. They've got another one. We did the March Madness one. Now we're doing the NBA one. They've got all the play-in games, things like that. But I'm going to be filling out the full bracket, and you can see just a little data point. Looks like most people going with Milwaukee or Boston to win the NBA title. How about the 1 seed Denver Nuggets all the way down at 6%? But we will go ahead and, I guess, join a group is what we're going to do. No, I don't think we even need to do that. We can just fill it out. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the play-in games because the way it's set up, you can see it's annoying. It doesn't allow you to pick who's going to win the play-in games, and then it just says to be determined. It's so annoying why ESPN always does that. It's the same thing with the first four. But we're going to look at this. You've got the Miami Heat sitting 5-point favorites. They're going to win this game over the Hawks. The Hawks just play no defense. And then the Timberwolves and the Lakers, we would expect the Lakers to win that game. They would get the 7 seed. The Miami Heat would get the 7 seed. And then the Hawks would have to play... what is this? Oh, dude, this thing is just... Guys, it's too confusing, all right? It really is. I'm just going to go and do these picks. Like, they got like 30 different play-in games because they're trying to get every team in the playoffs now. But it is the Bucks taking on possibly the Raptors. Maybe they make it. Maybe it's the Hawks. I've got the Milwaukee Bucks clearly advancing in a 1v8 game. I think they win this series probably in 5 games. They win it 4-1. Maybe they sweep. Either way, Milwaukee advances there. Cavs versus the Knicks. A lot of people picking the Knicks in this one. I love the Cavs in this game. I think it's going to be the series of the first round in the Eastern Conference. Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, breakout series. He's going to announce himself to the world, and the Cleveland Cavaliers win this series. The home court advantage pays off. One of the loudest buildings in the NBA, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. They win this in 7, and they beat the Knicks. Next, you have the 76ers taking on the Brooklyn Nets, and you know what? This is a mismatch. You give credit to Bridges. What did he play? 83 games this year. But yeah, the 76. How about the Nets making the playoffs after trading Kyrie? So they trade Kyrie and then they make the playoffs, and Dallas ends up missing the playoffs. And that whole tanking situation with the Mavericks, it's crazy how that worked out to where they couldn't win or else they would lose their top 10 protected pick. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Philadelphia, Joel Embiid, very likely going to win the MVP. What's my take on Embiid winning the MVP? Listen, this is just the way it goes. Jokic barely played down the stretch. He struggled. It looked like he wasn't even trying. So, yes, Jokic had better numbers overall in terms of advanced analytics, but are they really going to give Jokic 3 MVPs? I don't think so. Next, you have the Celtics taking on probably Miami. If I was Boston, I would certainly want Atlanta to somehow win that game against the Heat, but the Heat are 5-point favorites, so I will go ahead and say the Celtics clearly win this series. No real upsets in the first round for me. The one upset you maybe could make an argument on is the 5v4 game, although how much of an upset really would that be? But yeah, I'd say the 76ers win in 6. I like the Nets. I think they steal a game or 2. And then the Celtics probably win in 5 against the Heat. The Heat were just horrible on offense this year. And then looking at the West, the first round games, it is the Nuggets taking on maybe the maybe the Timberwolves. I'm just going to go with the Nuggets winning probably in 6. They're really struggling. They struggle down the stretch, but they are the 1 seed, so they will be advancing. Suns versus the Clippers. You got to go with the Suns here, no doubt about it. I mean, Kevin Durant now. You've got Devin Booker. You've got Ayton. How much cohesion is there really? Kevin Durant gets injured before that game. They don't get much playing time together, but when he's been on the court, Phoenix has been impressive. We know how the NBA playoffs works. It's all about star power. The Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, they're decent, But very unfortunate for them getting this matchup, getting Phoenix, with all their star power. Phoenix probably, if they were healthy and they had their full team throughout the regular season, very easily could have been the 1 seed. So they're sitting in a 4v5 game. It's just unfortunate for the Clippers. Next, you have Sacramento taking on Golden State. So a really sad situation here for Sacramento. I don't like the Warriors this year. They can't win on the road, but it's like impossible with the playoff experience against a team so inexperienced. I think the Warriors win this series in 6 games. The Kings and the Warriors split the first 2. The Warriors win the next 2. The Kings win 1, and then the Warriors close it out in 6. Just too much playoff experience coming in with Curry and, Draymond, Klay Thompson. Sacramento making their first playoffs in forever. It's a great story. They are the 3 seed, but they're going to be underdogs going into that series. And then you have very likely the Grizzlies taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. We know about Minnesota and their locker room blow up with Gobert. So I think the Lakers beat Minnesota. And then I do have the Lakers beating the Grizzlies as well. I just think it's a situation with the Grizzlies where the Ja Morant thing, it's bad karma. LeBron is still a good facilitator, even though he is old, but this will probably be the series of Anthony Davis. We saw when the Lakers won their ring back in the bubble, it was pretty much it wasn't all about Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis shows out sometimes. He is a superstar as long as he's healthy. And I just think Memphis right now, the mojo is not right. So they're kind of a weak 2 seed. Really, both the 1 and the 2 seed in the West are weak. So, that is my overall matchup there. Moving on to the East, it is Milwaukee versus Cleveland. So I really am high on the Cavs, but I think the Bucks win this series in 7. It goes the full 7, and both teams steal a road game in this series, but Milwaukee does. Actually, I'm really tempted to put the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I don't think I'm going to do it. And then 76ers versus the Celtics. I am going with the Celtics there to beat the 76ers. That's going to be a huge series for both Jason Tatum and Embiid. But I do think the Celtics making the finals last year, having the better record this season, they're just a little bit more complete in my eyes. They will have home court, which will be extremely important. That'll probably also be a 7-game series. Yeah, those teams are very evenly matched, but I do have the Celtics advancing, so that's a 1v2 game. Next, we've got the Nuggets and the Suns. I'm sure the Suns are going to be favorites in this series, and I see them winning it probably in 6. They're just going to be too much. The Nuggets going into the playoffs, again, both the Nuggets and the Grizzlies are really weak 1 and 2 seeds. And I'm not reinventing the wheel here, folks. I'll be honest. These are pretty chalk picks from me, but that's kind of how the NBA playoffs is. The only real crazy upset I can see would be like maybe the Cavs beating the Bucks, but even that seems far-fetched. I think the Bucks with the home court win. This isn't even an upset, the 4 beating the 1, because with Kevin Durant healthy, the Suns are just better than the Nuggets. It is what it is. Maybe the Nuggets somehow win with home court in 7, but I think the Suns win this series in 6. And then you do have the Warriors taking on the Lakers, and I do think the Warriors defeat the Lakers and advance to another conference finals. The Lakers, if they do upset the Grizzlies, that'll be a really, really good run for them. Could they beat the Warriors? I'm really not that high on the Warriors this year were horrific on the road. I think if anyone's picking the Warriors to the finals, you're crazy. If the Warriors would have been matched up with the Suns or the Clippers, I would have probably picked against them. They probably would have beat the Clippers. But in this matchup against the Lakers, I think they win. If the Grizzlies end up beating the Lakers, I still think the Warriors probably beat the Grizzlies, but now we have our Eastern Conference Finals game. It is the Bucks taking on the Celtics, and I do have the Celtics once again advancing to the finals, defeating the Bucks in probably a 6-game series. I think the Celtics close it in 6, and then you have the Suns taking on the Warriors, and I am picking the Suns to beat the Warriors. This is a huge playoffs for Kevin Durant with the firepower he has now in Phoenix to really show that he's potentially a top 15 player in NBA history. So now we have the NBA Finals. It is the Celtics taking on the Suns in a 2v4 matchup, and I am going to go with the Suns beating the Celtics probably in 6 games, I would say. The Suns get it done there. How many points will the Finals MVP score in the full play? What kind of a question is that? I would have to do math on that. How many total points? I don't know, like, I mean, that's like, so Kevin Durant, if the Suns win, he would probably be Finals MVP. I don't know, 750? That's kind of a weird question. Normally, they just ask you for the score, but so this is probably my overall playoff predictions right here. I would say maybe you could have you could have the Grizzlies advancing. They are a 2 seed. I don't think anyone is picking Sacramento. I would love to see Sacramento win personally. I just don't think it's going to happen. But either way, if Sacramento does win, I could see them going all the way to the Western Conference Finals because of the bracket setup versus either the Grizzlies or the Lakers. Either way, those are my official picks for... I don't know if they'll do percentiles on this. I guess they will if there's a leaderboard, and we'll see how these end up. It's kind of weird they don't let you pick how many games each series will be. You would think that'd be something that they would do. And then I did pick no play-in teams just because it's just too annoying, honestly. I don't see any of the... Oh, yeah, I did pick a play-in team. I picked the Lakers, but they're probably already in as long as they beat, Minnesota. So either way, those are my picks, guys. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.